Good morning, everyone. Please be comfortable. Good morning. So, it's an extraordinary kind of venue, if you think about it, to have a lot of people in a room all sitting down listening to one person. But we do so on Sunday to bring our sincerity, our devotion, our attendance together as a community to honor God, our Heavenly Parent. Are you? So let's give God some praise. Thank you, Heavenly Parent. And we're here really thanks to all of the great leaders, saints, throughout human history that were willing to risk their lives to dream of a greater time and to offer their lives. Even though imperfect, they would have offered everything, actually, even to be alive with us today. Perhaps no one greater than Jesus Christ, who gave his life, but gave much more in that when he gave his life, he gave away also the opportunity to marry and form a family, such as the first ancestors were called to do in the garden and couldn't do. But we are here today because true parents brought us together here. So I want you to close your eye for a minute. And I don't know if Hibangja, if your pianist is able to just kind of stay with me. Yeah? What's her name? Yoshimi. Oh, let's give her a round of applause. Is this podium comfortable for you? I feel like there's a lot of metal between me and you. Maybe Isaac, can we bring it back? And yeah, don't worry, enjoy your snacks. Thank you, Isaac. Sorry, getting a workout. Yeah, just roll with it. But I want everybody to shut your eyes a minute. Just close your eyes, be comfortable, breathe. Maybe let's take a few deep breaths. Just take some deep breaths. I want you to envision that world of peace that you're longing for. Just see it in your mind's eye. It's a beautiful world. In that world, you feel the essence of God in every cell. You feel the love of God, not just coming to you, but coming through you, and there's no greater feeling. And it's such a beautiful and colorful and creative world. And I mean, there's all manner of creative development of the families, of communities, societies, different rich expressions through various cultures informed by geography and weather and maybe even by history, but it's all this colorful mosaic of the human family. And in that place, there's no war, there's nobody insecure enough to feel like they need to threaten one another or fight with one another, or put other people's lives at risk. It's not like that anymore. It's a world of peace. It's truly a world of peace. And what brings it all together is your family. Your family. You carry a heart of gratitude and respect and love for your parents and for your grandparents, and they've given you life, and you're just deeply grateful for all of that. And your children, so precious children, who every minute, there's no better entertainment, there's no better education, there's no better show than to watch the minds of your children unfold, to watch your children's bodies grow and their interests develop, each of them unique, each of them special and precious, each of them an encyclopedia of God's love given just to you and your family to care for and to raise and to learn from. In this family, it's a spherical dynamic of love, and everyone naturally respects one another, loves from one another, teaches one another, learns from one another, because God is felt in every member of the family. God is felt in every cell in your being. And every family of mankind is like a cell of this global family under God. This has been the dream of God. This is your future. This is the future that we will experience. This is the future of humanity. The future of humanity is bright. The future of humanity is bright, for God has willed it so, seen it so, fought for it to be so, longed for it to be so. This is where we are going. And we gathered here as this religious body come together not just to embolden one institution or another, or to fight amongst ourselves as to who has the greatest version or expression of the truth. We are all God's sons and daughters, God's children, who know innately in our hearts who we are. We already know who we are. Just remove the distractions and the lies and the noise. We know who we are. And with God, we will absolutely bring His dream to completion. And the completion of God's dream is not the end of times. It is the beginning of a whole new era of eternal unfolding of creativity and development. Absolutely. So please open your eyes. Do you believe what you see? Do you believe what you see is possible? God can see it clearly. Even no matter how hard we may have made it for God, no matter how much we may have hurt one another and hurt God, God still sees that. Can you imagine? If your parent sees that, you can see that. If your parent can withstand tsunami after tsunami, betrayal after betrayal, sacrifice after sacrifice, and never waver, never shudder, never doubt that dream, then you too, as God's child, do not have to doubt that dream. You are the embodiment of that dream if you can believe it. Today marks the first day, the first Sunday after the official dissolution of the Japanese church in Japan, the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification in Japan. This is the first Sunday since the ruling, in response even to the appeal, confirmed. This is just moments ago, just days ago, this occurred. Just days ago, this occurred. The leaders and the members were instructed not to take photographs, not to take videos of what was happening. We're hoping to be able to find some photographic evidence of what happened. All we have is the scattered testimonies of a few that have got their word out. But in fact, even communication between them is scattered and torn. You don't need to turn on the lights unless you feel it looks better on video, but I don't think it's that important. So they sent 20 attorneys to the headquarters church, 5 or 10 attorneys to every church around the country, over 200 churches around the country. Leaders were told to leave. Leaders were fired, sent home. Can you imagine a court-appointed lawyer coming into this church right now and telling me, you're no longer the president of this organization has been dissolved, hand over the keys, hand over the buildings, hand over the bank accounts, hand over your prayer rooms, hand over your nurseries, hand over your children's Sunday school rooms and their books and their curriculums and their toys and their playthings. One church gave testimony that the members were in the building when they were told to leave. They were all asked to leave. And as you know, in Japan, they're very polite. They will do so very politely. Please leave. The blade of the knife cuts just as deep with politeness, if not more. The members in one particular church were asked to leave the building. And they asked, are we able at least to grab our lunch from the fridge in the kitchen on the way out? We had prepared lunch for a meeting today. Can we at least bring our lunch? You know, the ruling came out at 11 a.m. By 12 p.m., everybody, it wasn't like they started to leave. You understand? These must have been lawyers waiting at nearby cafes or hidden places, waiting to pounce. A website was already ready to go. All of the liquidators were already in place. They knew the outcome of the ruling ahead of time. And within minutes before lunch, these churches were being evacuated. When they simply asked if at least they could gather the food that they had prepared that morning from the fridge, they were told no. Is that polite? But don't take any photographs of what we make you do. There must be a big misunderstanding among the Japanese people and within the Japanese government, and whomever really truly aims to benefit from trying to shut down the Family Federation in Japan. Who really benefits from this? Who really benefits from this? Say what it is. There is evil in the world, and evil still has the capacity to rule the minds of men and control their mouth, control their body, to do evil things, all rooted in some insecurity, some deep, torn, broken being, some deep, torn, broken aspect of humanity that has forgotten its true identity. It's a misunderstanding for sure. Because in my opinion, when I look at Japan, I love Japan. You know? It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And I'm sorry to all of our Korean brothers and sisters. I know Father really loved Korea, and he's a nation of, mountains and valleys and streams. But I find Japan even more beautiful than Korea, largely because of the threat of earthquakes. They can't build those tall, ugly, high-rise apartment buildings. They look like computer chips from an airplane, like a motherboard of apartment buildings. Japan is so beautiful. I was just there a couple of winters ago, and I rented a car and drove from Osaka to Tottori, Hiroshima, Fukuoka. It was so beautiful. I was driving in this tiny little car with my family, and poor Timothy, who never wants to sit in the middle, was sitting on the side, but the car is so small, his head was like that the whole way. And it took him about 3 days to realize. He's like, yo, Dad, do you think maybe we could get a bigger car next time? He's such a sweetheart. It kind of took him 3 days to realize he had a crink in his neck. It was winter time. Many of the mountaintops were snowy. And we went up to the mountains where my wife's ancestral burial ground is. There was snow all over the roads. And they're so genius. They're so brilliant. I love the Japanese. They have little hot water spouts that come out of the center of the road to spray down the snow off the road. They don't use salt to wash away the snow. They just use hot water. It's genius, even in the most remote roads. This country is organized, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm not surprised that such incredible art comes from Japan. When you look at the nature and the sensitivity of people's mind and their attention to detail. Attention to detail means love for detail. It means care for detail. It's love and attention and attendance in the small things. and it has a long history of recognizing the beauty in things and seeking to build a society and a culture where everything fits and is harmonious. Only but for the fact that they, like we, descend from a fallen humanity that is suffering from the burden of evil and sin that takes its claim on us and seeks to diverge the lineage of God away from God. And so Japan, just like any other nation, no matter how great, no matter how poor, every nation has the ability to make big mistakes. If they asked me my opinion, I would say, I'm confused. I don't understand. I don't understand. You're all Japanese, and I never knew much about Japanese before joining the Family Federation for World Peace. But I've traveled all over the world, and wherever I go, I find Japanese people. Usually they're members of the Family Federation for World Peace, because they're not the types to go out on their own and start new initiatives by themselves in foreign lands. But wherever I go, I see Family Federation members from Japan. Every church in the world has members from Japan. And these are oftentimes sisters and sometimes brothers. Many times they're helping to build or maintain businesses for the sake of raising funds to serve the world mission or to serve the local community. And in many times it's the women, it's the sisters, it's the daughters of Japan going all over the world, every country, marrying foreign, strange-looking men. At least they might look strange-looking to them. And I promise you, not one of these men anywhere in the world will ever be able to really match the level of cultural standards that you would expect of a husband or of a man in Japan. So they're having to learn a whole new set of standards in these foreign countries, foreign languages, and then making children with these foreigners and raising children that many times don't speak their own language and perhaps can never even truly understand the mother's heart deeply. But what are they doing? They're serving and loving and sacrificing and paying attention to the details. And they're reminding us in the West of the value of honoring and loving our parents and grandparents. They're reinstilling in us values that many of us may have forgotten with the hustle and bustle of prosperous development in the West. Aren't they? They're showing through their humility, through their service, through their sacrifice and investment, willing to do anything, and always the first to respond to everything. And they're giving a fantastic image and impression of Japan all over the world, aren't they? When you meet Japanese members of the Family Federation around the world, does it give you the impression that Japan is a bad country or a beautiful country? Does it give you the impression of a Japan that's evil, or of a Japan that's truly willing to do whatever it takes to make the world a better place? And it's not just members of our church. I've seen so many documentaries of great Japanese people going out and serving countries in Africa and impoverished peoples all over the world, figuring out how to engineer solutions to problems that nobody solved. This is a brilliant people. But I believe the people they should be most proud of in Japan are the members of the Family Federation for World Peace. Both those that have traveled high and low, far and wide, to spread goodness, and those who remained in Japan to keep the faith and raise families and give and serve for the sake of the world providence. I believe Japan should be most proud of these people of the Family Federation of World Peace. I'm confused. There must be a misunderstanding. You know, there must be. My wife is Japanese. My children are half Japanese. What will happen when we go back to visit Oba-chan in Japan? Will my children be ostracized? These people are the people who we should really respect. And I believe that no matter what happens next, the Japanese members of this movement will go down in history as the people worthy of our greatest respect forever. So I want to thank you, Japan. I want to thank you, Japanese members in Japan, and I want to thank all of our Japanese members here in America and Canada and frankly all over the world. Let's give them a really big, grateful round of applause. You are not failures. You are the victors. You are the winners. You are the winners. They can take away our buildings. They can take away our institutions, but they cannot take away our faith. You know, I woke up really early this morning and I couldn't stop thinking about Hibangja said last night that God would tell me what to say at 8 a.m. this morning. I don't know why he chose 8 a.m. But around that time, I was, thinking about, why am I here? I didn't join this movement because I was impressed with the institution. I didn't join this movement because I was impressed with the organization. To tell you the truth, my uncle was abused psychologically, emotionally, and physically. And then my father was abused psychologically, emotionally, and kicked out. My parents went separate ways, and after a couple of years of living in a trailer somewhere, while my mother gave her life to the mission, eventually I was passed over to my father in his care, and he raised me. And he did a really great job of educating me about all of the problems with the institution of the Unification Church. I promise you. They say that there's very few kids that joined that way ever came back. There's very few. Today, please text me if you're one of them. I met one like 30 years ago. I don't know if she's still around. So there was a lot of people, Dr. Kittle, that were kind of taken aback when I, as an adult, chose to come back. But usually because we grow up with a sense of resentment towards maybe the sacrifice that our parents made, or maybe a sense of resentment that, my parents ended up separating as a result of this schism between, are we going to be a full-time missionary family, or are we going to put food on the table? This is what happened to my parents. Shouldn't I be someone who has resentment towards the church? I want to ask you, second generation too. Shouldn't I be somebody that has resentment? I never met my mother. And if I told you how many times I've moved, you'd absolutely assume I was a military family. But military families are stable. Compared to my experience, they're stable. I think by age 40, I lived in 40 different places. And it was never sure where we would be next. My father loved me, and I loved my dad. He wanted me to choose my own way. He wanted me to have a choice. Just the one thing he never wanted me to do is choose joining the Family Federation or joining the Unification Church, because his experience was absolutely awful. I came back, and I tell you, I didn't join because the music was great. I didn't join because Sunday service was impressive. I didn't join because they had everything together and organized. I realized when I came back that I never left. When I saw a true father and I saw a true mother, when I heard what they're saying and when I saw what they're doing, and when I witnessed the aura, the spiritual power and the love of God emanating from them, I knew what I had always known from childhood, is that I am living in the time where an entire human history is pivoting to a whole new era. I always knew it. I don't know why I knew it, but I always knew it. And I found God, and God spoke to me, and God spoke to me in the same voice with the same scent that I had heard all throughout my life, all throughout my childhood. And I knew I was in the right place. It wasn't because the organization had it all together. And by the way, I never even went to a proper workshop. Nobody educated me properly. Nobody convinced me of anything. In fact, when I came back, my uncle, he didn't witness to me. What he did is he actually confirmed about 80% of all the stuff that my father was concerned about. He said, yeah, actually this happened and that person did this to this and that to that. I didn't come to be a part of this family with you because we're perfect. I didn't come to be a part of this family with you because I was impressed by the building or the music or the organization or the institution. I'm here because I believe God is my heavenly parent, and true parents are the people who have come to fulfill the history of the providence. They have come to create the environment where we, for the first time in human history, can attend Heavenly Parent substantially here on the earth as one family under God. That's why I'm here. That's who I am. I'm not here because I'm the president of the church or because of the particular organizational structure. I'm here through I don't know what you say, thick and thin, hell and high water. And I never had resentment towards my father or my mother. I'm proud that my mom gave her entire youth, her entire life to serving true parents. And I'm proud that my dad also fought for what he believed was something dangerous. In fact, both of them were correct in some way, but I've made it my life mission to unlock the division of these things and bring it all together. I want to be someone that is open spiritually and open physically, like Reverend Thompson. I want to live in a community that has, yes, the spirit and vibrant power of God. But devotion is not something that we offer only between the hours of 10 and 1 a.m. in a particular space, however heavenly that space is. Devotion is something that we are doing daily in our daily lives in relationship to one another, as we cook food for our children, as we say thank you to our wives for that delicious meal when they put it in front of you, or when we as husbands learn new recipes to cook for our wives to show them our appreciation and love in return. For those moments when we just stop for a minute from our busy day to notice how incredibly beautiful and precious our little baby girl is, or our son. Those moments are gifts. And those moments are moments where we can attend God substantially. You're attending God substantially every time you pay attention to one another, looking for God in the other, listening for God in the other, and realizing that you are already experiencing the love of God for the other coming through you. Look, the perfect world doesn't have to be 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 years away. It can happen right now, right now. Yes. Do you believe so? Then show God some praise. Do you believe? Do you believe? When you play the piano for the hymn or the song, when you play those chords, listen to the words that are being sung. Understand the message that's being sung. And believe the message that you are playing melodically. When you're playing the drums and giving the undercurrent, the beat, the heartbeat, believe the song that you are drumming. Believe the song that you're playing the bass. Believe the song that you're playing through your guitar. Believe the song that you are singing. Believe the song that you are hearing. Believe the truth that you know. Believe the spirit that you feel, as our pastor came up here to grab it before we threw it away prematurely to get on to the next thing. Carry it with you to lunch. Carry it with you to dinner. Carry it with you to your workplace. Do you believe? Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you. And I hope that our members in Japan remember this. We are proud of you. We thank you. We love you. And I want to ask every American family, every American member to be ready to do anything we can for our family in Japan. Are you ready? I don't hear you. Are you really ready? Do you know how much they worry and suffer and struggle and can doubt? Are you ready? Are you ready to do anything for them? We need to stand up for what we believe. If you hear me talking about religious persecution or defending Mother or defending the church, it's not because I'm attached to the particular institution. We need to remember why we're building anything anyway. It's valuable to have buildings and cars and bank accounts. It's valuable to have places to worship and gather. And thank God that's protected here in the United States of America, because it is in our Bill of Rights. Our Constitution and Bill of Rights protects us. And that if people do wrong, if leaders do wrong, or if members do criminal acts, they have to follow the law like everyone else. But it never gives the government the right and the power to dissolve a church based on the mistakes of a few. How can we ever build the kingdom of heaven if we have to depend on every man to be perfect before we get there? How is it possible? We have been granted this space to gather, but just think how precious it is that we have this. And across America, no matter how humble the room that you have to gather right now, you have something that no church in Japan has today in our church. Do you understand how serious that is? And meanwhile, our mother, our founder, the only begotten daughter, crawls on her hands and knees in a cell. And yes, we can forgive and we can love and we can unite. Yes. But right now, another nation seeks to follow in Japan's footsteps, to put pressure on the institution, to take away the things that have been built and given by hardworking brothers and sisters for the sake of a dream that God instilled in them, for the sake of the dream that true parents reminded us of. That's why they gave. That's why they gave. Do you understand? And again, we have a government that's seeking to follow in the footsteps of Japan and compress and repress and to make silent. But you cannot make us silent because you cannot take away our faith. From the beginning of time, let's think about it. From the beginning of time, God had this dream. The original ancestors could not make it. So for 4,000 years, God toiled and troubled to raise a people out of ignorance to the point at which they could just get enough right to be able to give birth to God's Son. Isn't that so? Did it need to take 4,000 years? It fits really well when you teach the parallels of history. So maybe it needed to take 4,000 years. Isn't that so? It did not need to take 4,000 years. It did not need to take 4,000 years. We didn't even need to go beyond the first family. Perhaps if Adam had stood his ground, already within that family things could have been restored. Isn't that so? So what will Korea do? Follow suit? What will we do in Korea now? We're here in America. So from the time of Jesus, do you think Jesus, let me ask you, Christians, did Jesus dream of a peaceful world, do you think? Did Jesus believe that world was possible? Did Jesus believe the kingdom of heaven was possible? Do you believe him? Do you believe his dream? Do you believe his dream was different than God's dream? Do you believe that Jesus could see the realization of the kingdom of heaven even within his own lifetime? Kingdom of heaven on earth? Do you believe that was possible? Do you believe he thought it was possible? Or did he have some understanding that undoubtedly it would take thousands of years to realize? Do you think that's what he wished for, Maurice? Did he wish for that? Was he looking forward to going the way of the cross so that he could prove that God exists through his forgiveness? Was it necessary for Jesus to die to heal people? Was it necessary for Jesus to die before he could heal people and forgive people? Was it necessary for Jesus to die to teach people? Jesus didn't dream of an ideal world that was far, far away. Jesus dreamed of an ideal world that could be realized right there. And for 2,000 years, we've benefited from salvation that Jesus gave us. And we've worshiped God. And we've worshiped God as our Heavenly Father. And we've worshiped Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, who came as the true Father. The principles of creation don't leave you alone, brothers and sisters. Principles of creation. The same magic that was formed in the original dream in the garden was to be Jesus' experience also. Isn't that so, Hebangja? The family that you just dreamed of a few minutes ago. This was God's dream to be realized. So therefore that would have been Jesus' dream. Don't you think so? So then when he was hanging on the cross, begging our Heavenly Father to forgive them, for they knew not what they do. What is it that they did not know that they were doing? Were they killing the Messiah? They were killing our true Father. Do you understand? They were killing the potential husband of God's daughter. They were killing the opportunity to build God's family 2,000 years ago. And so when we think from the Christian perspective, what is it that we're longing for when we meet finally the Lord in the end days? When we see the returning Advent, the Lord of the second Advent, when we meet that person, what is it that we're hoping for and longing for? Are we hoping for a man to come and repeat what was already said and done 2,000 years ago? Are we looking for a person to come and to see us and recognize that we are strong in our faith and strong believers, and that we among those like us who have that faith can be caught up and saved finally with him and leaving the others astray? Is that what we're looking for? Another man to come and complete everything, which has been a long history of men leading the way? Or brothers, are we able to make space for Heavenly Mother? Are we able to make space for our sisters and daughters and wives to have providence, to have agency? Mother said that for the last 2,000 years, Heavenly Mother has been hiding within the shadows of Heavenly Father. Hiding within the shadows of Heavenly Father. Heavenly Mother and Heavenly Father have been there from the beginning, but we've been ignorant of it. So the 2,000-year history to get to this point was the history to find who? Jesus was longing to find the person he could trust to inherit the entire mission to. Jesus was longing for the Son of Man to be born, the Lord of the second Advent, the one who would be courageous enough, righteous enough, spiritually attuned enough to be able to withstand everything that came his way and fulfill that which even Jesus in his time could not accomplish because we blocked him from doing so. He was longing for that day, longing for that day. So was he longing for that day to come so that man could catch us all up in the rapture, just a select few believers? What is that man's primary mission? What would that man's primary mission be? What was taken away from Jesus on the cross? His lineage. What was taken away from Jesus on the cross? God's lineage. What do you need to give birth to God's lineage? Do you think women are needed at all anywhere in the providence? God bless you, Rosier. You're carrying another child, about to bring a new member into the Chicago family community. Adieu. It's not that complicated. So the entire 2,000-year history to get this point has been the longing to find God's first daughter who could be born and grow and fulfill the principles of creation. And God could finally bring true parents in our lifetime. That's what I believe. Mother is asking us to have unity with her. We are way beyond the era of indemnity, but indemnity is still an option, and it will happen in direct response to disbelief or disunity and doubt in who she is. And I don't really need to convince anybody of it. I don't need to be the president of the church to believe it. I didn't need to go to a workshop to understand it. I just prayed about it. I invite everybody to pray about it, because right now, as Mother prays for the world, prays for Korea, and thinks nothing of herself, it might be the right time for each of us to reflect in our own hearts, to not worry so much about the institutions. They can be rebuilt. They're all imperfect anyway. But the key point is this. Do I believe? Do I believe in God's dream? Do I believe in Jesus Christ? Do I believe in true parents? Do I believe that we are now living in the time when Holy Mother Han is still alive, still with us, still longing for us to catch it, to believe it, not to do something difficult? She's inviting us into that garden. She's inviting us back home to believe. She's inviting us to step beyond our divisions and our hatred and our resentments. She's inviting us to step beyond our ideological differences and all the things that we hold on to. Why do we hold on to things that block us from God? It's because they actually helped us get closer to God at a certain point. But at a certain point, if you fail to take the next step, then the step in front of you is literally blocking you from advancing. The step that you're standing on can literally block you from advancing. We have to understand everything develops. And we are in the time when Holy Mother Han is alive, and she's asking us to believe in her. That's all. I believe in her. I believe in her. I believe in her. Take my title away. I believe in her. Take my church away. I believe in her. Take my building away. Take my keys away. Take my bank account away. Take my vehicle away. Take my cell phone away. Put me in the news and slander my name and say all bad things about me. Come and attack me. Come and tell me it's my fault. I still believe in God. I still believe in her. And we need America. And we have a very well-organized institution, actually. We have an institution that is functioning, and we should all give a round of applause to the first generation and the elders and true parents who helped us build it. Because true parents invested, 40, 50 plus years in this nation, because they asked years ago that this would be the nation that needs to lead the providence of peace, that needs to lead the world providence. They longed for it, they begged for it, and when they came here in the 70s, seeing that internally it was decaying, we were forgetting who we are as Americans. They established the Washington Times to help protect us from false ideology, to protect the real purpose of this nation. Mother wants us to tell the world who we are. Mother wants us to stand on the Judeo-Christian foundation of this nation of America that respects your divine right as a son and daughter of God before anything else. And true parents want to be proud of it and sing it out loud with it and protect the world with it and protect Korea and protect Japan. No matter what they do to us over there, we're bringing the fight right here, okay? Because we're going to stand up, we're going to speak out, and it all starts with me. It starts with you believing God's dream, believing that you're actually special enough to be alive at the time when everything's being fulfilled, and knowing that you are needed. You are needed, brothers and sisters. Each of you are needed. We need you. Japan needs you. Korea needs you. So are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? God bless you. Bring it home, Pastor Evangel. Come on.